Last time on the Titans of Altera.
And the little claws start to find purchase on the ground, and you guys can tell it's going to start charging towards
It's a
you.
centipede.
Guys,
With
I don't
a big
like it.
open mouth at the very front of it.
I don't want to
full of
be
teeth.
here.
A maw, if you
Yeah.
will.
Do we run?
I don't want to
We
be
never run.
here.
Winnie's turn.
Team Relnor never runs.
We did run. We've already run.
We stopped
Relnor,
running.
I don't want to be here.
Let's retreat to the golem.
As soon as we get out, I'm getting in the goat golem just in case.
We found ourselves a Titan, boys and girls.
Okay, I'm gonna slam.
You're going to slam into it.
Natural 20.
Yes, holy cow. She takes the bulk of the goat and just leans it and just slams it down on this worm creature. And Dalphin's able to jump out of the way just in time.
All right.
When he goes, yay! Ugh.
And you just kind of feel the life kind of just leave.
Good.
Woo, Jote! You did it!
Oh, it's so gross. Way to go, Joan.
Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the Titans of Altera. I'm your host and Dungeon Master Joshua. Going around the table, we have
Joan.
Dalphin.
Winnie.
Relnor.
gang's all here, and we're gonna jump right into it. So, you guys are,
Woo!
you guys just finished a battle.
Oh,
Dalphin, this guy gets it.
I'm hurting.
So, the giant,
Dalvin.
the giant,
I got some bit.
Titan, I guess, the miscreant Titan.
You are not
is,
hurting. You are half health.
Yeah, that hurts.
is laying on the ground, crushed by the Jote. And
Smiggity smash.
and what do you guys do?
Well, Winnie's done throwing up from the squished bug. So she's going to rush over and see if everybody's okay.
Gar is not as good of his watchman as I gave him credit for.
What do you mean?
This has been growing right next to him.
Valid. I see your point.
Did anybody wonder why Gar
been
never
watching-
checked
wait.
out the cave himself?
Wait, it hasn't been growing.
He just grew.
We watched it grow.
Yeah.
It was
It has
just a
not
little
been growing
harmless
this
type
whole
of
This
thing.
time.
little harmless, air quotes, guy has been carving in this cave for some time, apparently. And people have been going in and not coming out.
I don't think Gar's looking for more responsibility.
You're probably right.
I feel like he subscribes to a little thing we like to say called out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Is that a wizard spell?
No.
But, okay, question, Josh. Does
I didn't have anything for that.
Interesting wizard spell,
So,
though.
Out of
is,
sight,
is
out of
the
mind.
corpse of this thing still there, or did it dissipate like the ones in
It is.
Lestrade?
As you guys are kind of catching up with each other, the corpse of the Titan starts to turn kind of black,
Ew.
Ew.
like it's rotting.
Ew.
But then the golem actually kind of like almost kind of phases through it as it almost starts to disperse into this black mist that kind of just rises up until there's nothing left.
Dalvin, don't breathe that in.
But kind of almost like a dark black splotch where it was on the ground.
I just choked Ricky without being all the way across
Got
the
it in
room.
my mouth.
Spit it out.
Titan.
Ugh.
But yeah, and then it's gone.
Tastes like burnt hair.
Do you...
Thank
is
God we
everyone
don't have to
okay?
bury
Do we
it.
need to
Dolphin-
rest a little bit and maybe
Wait,
get
is-
better? Feel better?
Is Miscreant still there, or did he dissipate too?
Nothing's there. Nothing's left there.
Whoa. I think we found out how they snuck into Lestrade.
Could everybody roll me a perception check?
5.
2,
Aaron, what was mine?
21.
Thank you.
Wait, you got a 2?
2.
Do you have no modifier for perception?
Oh, my bad.
I was like, how did you roll a 2 on perception?
11.
I was like, she's pretty perceptive too. That seems odd.
That would be really bad.
All right, Winnie, what'd you get?
Probably won't make much
More
of a
like a
difference,
6, I think,
Okay,
right?
so-
yeah, 6.
not going to be much of a different result.
Nope.
But so, Relnor, you got 11.
Yep.
And Joan, what'd you get?
Aaron.
21.
Okay.
but- Ooh.
Joan, from inside the golem, your senses are just kind of enhanced.
My senses are enhanced in this golem.
And
Stone touch.
and you see a small figure approaching from deeper in the woods towards the group. And it's a small, kind of crouched figure with a wooden spear in its hand.
Folks.
with a stone spearhead
Point.
point.
Why does that matter?
I don't know.
It's polished stone, so some might say, in the reflection of the sun, it could look like a
Oh,
wet.
this might
stone.
have been what we missed.
Anyway,
Oh,
let's
wet.
Like
keep
a
going
wet
though. I just wanted to. I thought that
rock.
might.
Did we solve the mystery
Do we feel
of the
better
wet
now?
stone?
Do
Do
we
we
all, is
feel
everyone
better
okay?
now?
I don't know.
Are we all
we don't
okay?
know.
Do we all feel better now that we knew
Is it
what
Gar?
it was?
I feel better about Josh's perception of light in the real world.
I actually
Like it makes
feel
sense
worse.
now. He does see light correctly.
I feel worse now that I remember that
You need glasses.
we were told that a wet rock shines. And it's shiny.
He said, "Nope."
the
that's not what he
water
said.
on the rock.
So
I think that
anyway,
was 2 episodes ago, but whatever.
You see that figure is approaching.
Yes,
Um,
I communicate.
you're the
that.
only one who notices it.
Okay, I say, guys, I see a figure approaching us. I think I figured out what that wet rock was.
Is it Gar?
No.
What is it?
It's a small creature with a spear.
Do you make any move towards it, or
Make sure it doesn't turn to another Titan.
All right,
Introduce yourself as a friend.
everyone be ready, but let's not just attack it. I'm going to try to talk to it.
Okay.
Duffin readies his
Sounds
knife
great.
And I'm going to
while holding his bloody side.
take a step forward and kind of raise my hand and say, "Hello."
the figure pauses, and now that you're kind of looking in a direction, you can see it. It's actually, it's humanoid, and definitely not like camouflaged very well.
Okay.
It looks like a human,
Okay.
and it's his human male with some really light, kind of almost tribal kind of clothes on. Mm-hmm. Very simple, maybe like made of cloth or animal hide, and his face and arms and even some of his chest are painted with blue markings.
Ooh.
Cool.
Is it a man
And
of the South?
He kind of pauses and stands up from his crouch so that he's assuming it's almost like he knows you see him, so why crouch?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just keeps approaching like really, really cautiously.
Is he pretty tall or is he pretty short?
Tall but thin,
Okay.
and like lean muscle. Mm-hmm. And just slowly approaching, probably about maybe 40, 50 feet away.
I'm Relnor. What's your name?
Are you stepping towards him, or are you just kind of standing there?
I'll take one more step towards him, yeah.
Okay, he pauses in response and just kind of looks at you and doesn't say anything back.
Okay.
Do you speak common?
He kind of like turns his head, and then kind of looks down and shakes his head no.
I'm going to ask in Dwarvish if he speaks Dwarvish.
Gets a really confused look on his face.
Do you turn into a Titan?
And he shakes his head in a negative.
I think we're okay.
Are you mute?
Shakes his head in a negative.
Can you make a noise?
He starts to whistle.
He understands common.
Is that how you speak?
And he starts talking in a very guttural kind of language, but none of you are familiar with it.
Okay.
It's not celestial
No,
or halfling.
no, it's
Or
a
gnomish.
Dothraki?
no,
Is it elvish?
but probably like Dothraki-ish.
Is it elvish?
No, it's not. It's not elvish.
When he has
Klingon.
some
No,
when he has
it's
some little like candies in her purse.
Human tribal kind of language.
Oh, okay. He's a man of the South.
When he has some like little hard candies in her purse, just gonna pull a few out.
Okay. Yeah,
And
actually,
be like-
Delphin, you would recognize the language, but you're not fluent in it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So sorry. Go ahead.
Interrupting.
No, you're okay. I just remembered he's had experience with
I've been in the South.
with like
Oh, yeah.
southern wild men. And yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool.
Oh, he's a wild man.
So when he reaches into her pouch and she's got a few little hard candies there and she like pulls out two and she holds her hand out. She's like, "Are you hungry?"
And he's at this point he starts coming forward again. He's maybe within like 25, 30 feet. Mm-hmm. And he kind of sticks his head forward, kind of looking. And do none of you make a move towards him or
No.
like that? Okay, well he continues approaching towards Winnie. And it's kind of interesting because he's so much taller than Winnie.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna
But
I'll hold my
he-
hand up as high as I
he
can.
kind of like leans down and picks one out of your hand.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like looks at it in the sunlight, and it's like a shiny.
Yeah. So
Candy?
when he like palms the other one, puts it between her first two fingers, and goes and then sticks it in her mouth. Good candy.
Slowly sticks in his mouth, like touches it with his tongue a little bit. Just, and like he gets a shocked look on his face, like, and then he stuffs it in a little pouch and like puts it
Save it
That's
for
adorable.
later.
aside. Yeah.
When he's like, "Yeah, they're really good," she gives him the thumbs up.
Do you have a name?
He gives you a weird kind of sideways
Yeah.
thumbs up in return.
Do you have a name?
He puts a hand on his chest and says, "Dire, son of Wolf and Darkstar.
Son of Wolf and
Wolf and Darkstar."
Wolf and
Wolf
Dark
and Dark
Star.
Star.
He has long blonde, kind of golden hair.
Okay.
That just is kind of pulled back in a tight ponytail. He's got all this kind of clearly painted on like symbols and markings all over his kind of his body, and
Are the patterns reminiscent of the?
no,
No? Okay.
not really. They're a lot more organic
Oh, okay.
and not so like rigid as
Yeah.
the sacred stone symbols.
Dyer.
Hi, Dyer.
And he nods his head.
Dyer. Nice to meet you.
Dyer, we are looking for goat statues like this one.
His eyes get really wide, and he's just like. You get the sense he's never seen something like that before.
Have you seen any caves with these markings? And I gesture to the cave. The mouth.
Cave,
Yeah.
kind of.
And then I go, drawings on cave. And I kind of like trace one of the drawings with my hand.
He just points back at the cave, kind of shaking his head, and goes, "Cave."
Okay.
That's
Yes.
going well.
He says a few more words in his kind of like tribal language, and then he kind of it looks like he gets an idea, like something like occurs to him. Bing. And he's like, "Come with Dyer," and he kind of
Alright,
like
let's follow the wild
gestures and he starts walking away, kind of almost like a kid who's excited to show somebody something, and kind of, like he jumps away a little bit. You get the sense, like it's hard to tell because of how tall he is and all the face paint,
Yeah.
but you kind of get the sense that he's younger, that he's kind of especially the humans of you. You can tell he's probably a young adult in his early teens,
Sure.
or mid teens.
Lanky
Early
teen
teens.
kind of
Sorry,
guy.
I meant like a younger young adult, like
Yeah.
16, 17.
Yeah. Okay.
Joan's
Are we
all
gonna
about
follow him?
it because she thinks she's gonna learn things.
So you guys follow him?
Delphin, you gonna
Yeah,
be okay?
I'm down. Yeah, I'm down for. Hey, Dyer,
He stops.
are you taking us to a place where we can rest? And I lay my head on my hands.
He looks a little confused, but he's like, nods his head in an affirmative.
Lead the way, my good wild man.
For a minute after you say it, he kind of like just gestures to the ground around you guys. But then he's like, but he's like, come with me. Come with me. So you guys follow him, and he
Yep.
takes you deeper into the woods. It's still kind of mid. It's like it's brunch time.
Did
You know
we
what I
bring
mean?
the golem with us? Or the Titan? The
Well,
golem?
I'm assuming the Titans.
Joan's in
Joan
the
hasn't
golem.
left it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna assume until you specify that you're out of it. Yep.
Cool.
So you guys continue to make your way deeper into the woods, and
Great movie.
Dyer starts to lead you on. It seems like he has a very to your guys' like untrained eye. You guys don't have a lot of experience like tracking or surviving in the woods.
Yeah. 0. In my
Every
case.
direction looks the same at this point. It's just lots of trees, lots of forest.
Wet
But
rocks.
you can tell to Dyer, he like sees a path. He knows exactly where he's going every step.
Yeah,
It's-
this is
it's-
his backyard.
Yeah. And as you guys get deeper into the woods, the sun kind of reaches its zenith, and
Ooh.
the
Zenith
terrain
warrior
starts to
princess.
change.
No.
What's that?
Huh? I said Zenith Warrior Princess.
No.
Different letter.
The guy. I should name one of these characters that though. So it's like midday at this point, and the forest starts to change. Not like it's changing before you, but as you go deeper, just the what would you call it?
It's a different part of the forest.
The ecosystem.
Foliage.
Yeah.
The
The
plants
habitat.
and the
Yeah, the plants
the
and everything
trees
start
and-
to
yeah.
change to become more and more damp and you start seeing little pockets of water,
Oh, we're nearing the swamp.
and the ground gets kind of softer.
This is the way we want it to go.
Yeah, until and actually, a little while after that, the terrain starts to change. Joan,
Yep.
I need you to roll me a
Uh-oh. You're heavy.
Constitution saving throw.
You're heavy and it's goopy.
As the goat.
Yeah.
Great. That will go very well then.
Your goat's got to have great con. So big and beefy.
That would be a 24.
Okay.
Ooh, that's good.
So
Wait. 28.
Oh,
okay.
that's better.
Because you said saving throw, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. As the ground starts to get softer, you start to feel the goat golem start to almost kind of sink into the earth.
Uh-oh.
And so it's causing you to like have to struggle a little more to continue to take each step.
You got mushfoot.
If it stays where it's at right now, you don't think there'll be any problems. But if it gets worse, it might become a little more difficult.
Dire.
He stops and turns around to look up at the goat.
If I leave the goat here, will it be safe?
He thinks you are the goat.
Yeah, he's a little confused because
I get out of the goat. Fine, I get out of the goat.
his eyes like are opening completely wide, and has no idea how to react. Are you so you get out of the goat?
Yes.
And the goat's chest kind of opens. This kind of stones just part in different pieces, and Joan floats out with her tattoos all glowing bright blue to the ground in front of the goat, and in front of the goat golem, and he just falls to his knees and like just has no idea how to respond to this.
Okay.
And then you reach the ground, your tattoos turn off, I guess, and
I say, is the goat safe here?
he kind of like raises his shoulders up a little bit, like I don't know, but like yes, nods his head in affirmative, like
maybe,
I think in his mind you can kind of tell like that goat seems like indestructible, so he's not really sure what you mean by is it safe.
Can we come back here so I can get this later?
Oh, he nods his
Okay,
head. in the
great. Thank you
affirmative.
so
Yeah,
much. Yes.
When he's going to quick set up alarm, she pulls out her bell and her rope and she
Classic.
runs around and clips it around
Yep,
the goat.
and
Thank you, Benny.
kind of like clicks the keys.
And just like the fights, it gets faster every time she does it.
So then you guys continue your way into the swamp,
Yay!
and it
Do you
takes
like
it,
swamps?
I'm excited. I've been in a swamp.
You know what are in swamps?
Bugs,
Alligators.
alligators. Love alligators.
So the trees start to lessen, and the little pools of water start to grow, to eventually where it's becomes more and more swamp-like, and it's almost like the swamp is inside the forest.
But he knows safe paths through the marshes.
Right, exactly. So you get the sense as you're following him that if you guys were to try and find your way through these swamps on your own,
Yeah.
you'd have a really hard time knowing what parts of the ground are your feet will find purchase, or what
Right.
parts will sink.
Yep. I don't have extra shoes, so I'd rather not
Mm-hmm.
lose any.
I don't have shoes,
Oh, well, have you ever had shoes?
but my toe hair is caked with mud right now.
Yes, you guys are getting
Please
a
tell
little
us
bit
more about your toe hair.
I comb it every morning. Gotta keep the tangles out.
Oh, gross. Anyway, so
a little bit after kind of afternoonish, early afternoon, you guys see a little village. There are a bunch of huts that almost at a certain distance you really wouldn't be able to see them as anything in particular because they're made of like sticks and mud.
Do these huts look familiar to Dolphin?
No.
would you like some
in
bread?
terms of vision?
Are they in the desert?
No.
No.
Would you like
But
some bread?
if they're of similar make, we could probably maybe this is a sister tribe or
They're
something.
not really of
Okay,
similar
okay.
make.
Okay.
So have you guys
Fair enough,
ever
fair
seen
This is a swamp. They don't shop at the same IKEAs as the desert.
That's why I'm asking questions.
have you
They
guys
do
ever
shop at IKEA though, because they're sweet.
have you guys ever seen what
Meatballs.
what are the animals that eat trees?
Beavers.
Beavers. You ever seen a beaver
They don't
hole?
eat trees, but yes.
Woodpeckers.
Wait, a beaver hole?
Termites.
Yeah, like
A dam?
like
A
a like
dam.
Or
no,
beaver
like
dam.
Aaron, you can't
like
say
a
that.
like a it's where they live, like a beaver home. Like they basically use sticks and stuff
Yeah.
to create little pockets.
Yeah, it's called a beaver,
beaver
dam.
dam.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where we get. That's
That's where we get our word.
Yeah, where we get our word for
We
it.
stole
The
it from
beavers
the
came up with the
beavers.
word first, and then we took
I
it.
see.
And then we turned it
manifested
into a
our
bad
destiny
word.
all over those
It's a-
beavers.
yeah.
And we were like, take that, beavers.
It's like one of the first. It's one of the first like cultural appropriation moments.
Eric is dying over here.
The beavers are like, what the heck, man?
beavers.
Well, that's getting cut too.
So these are like a beaver dam. It's basically a bunch of little huts that are kind of
Now, do these
built
people eat
into
the wood as
swamp.
well?
They don't eat wood.
No.
They chew it down for their houses.
I have one question that I'd like to pose to Delphin. Do you shampoo your toe hair?
Oh yeah,
Okay, that makes me feel better.
not my head hair.
It's not.
Only the important
That's gross.
information
Yep.
today.
Okay,
Yeah, the bun just formed naturally.
Yep.
it's just not.
It's actually stuck that way.
It's a lot of upkeep, actually. Yeah, a lot of conditioning. A lot of...
So yeah, you guys are approaching this kind of little village in the swamp, and it seems to be kind of in an uproar. There's just people running around everywhere, running from hut to hut, looking around. As you guys approach, one of the tribesmen, kind of on the outskirts of it, sees you guys approaching, and he looks at you, and then he goes, "Hi ho!" And then another one of the ones further back goes, "Hi ho!"
Hi ho, hi.
And then they all start going, "Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho."
I think we're gonna get sued.
And almost like they all start kind of celebrating the return of Dyer, basically. Like he saw him and he started singing that in a way to get everyone's attention, and the song spreads
Dyer's very important to this
the,
village.
Apparently.
the entire village. And as you guys are getting closer, a woman shoots out from behind one of the huts, and she looks middle-aged. She's wearing some of the same kind of like tribal garb as Dyer. You have the female version, and she. And by the way, none of these villagers have the blue paint on them.
Oh, just Dyer.
Just Dyer.
Okay.
And she runs over to Dyer and embraces him in a really big hug.
Aw.
And then she steps away from him and slaps him with her palm so hard that he falls to the ground.
Yep.
It's Mom.
Just like,
I think it's his girlfriend.
He said she's middle aged.
We don't know this culture.
and then she
That's
then
valid.
she doesn't look at him anymore, and she looks at you guys and says, "Who are you, and what is your purpose here with my son?"
I am Dolphin. And our purpose is we're following him.
Where did he find you?
Try not to laugh at your own joke over
He
there.
found us by a cave close to the ocean.
Why do you talk so weird?
It's a great question.
Dolphin's trying to do Irish.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Tutu. Tutu.
I'm sorry.
She looks
I mean
very
no
confused.
disrespect. I'm trying to mimic your
Adapt.
speech.
He's
pattern.
trying to adapt to your culture the best way that he knows how. He's
Which
just
is
not very
poorly.
good at it. Yes, exactly. Very
She's
poorly.
like kind of looking between all four of you, very concerned.
When
We are Captain Ronor's crew.
When he waves and then points at Dyer and goes, Dyer let us back. Dolphin is hurt. And she like waves her arm at
I
Dolphin's
point to
wound.
my bloody clothes.
Your like bite mark that you
Yeah.
have.
Also,
Because doesn't having less than half mean you're bloodied? Less than half, or is it?
I mean, that was 4th edition.
Oh, it's 4th
so
edition.
this
Okay.
is 5th edition.
Gotcha,
so
gotcha. It's different.
there's not really a bloody feature.
Gotcha,
But,
okay.
but
also,
I mean, yeah.
is there somewhere where you could wash his hair?
Okay. She's,
Only the important question.
Wounds
She
first,
says- she says-
then hair.
What are you doing with my son?
He found us and asked us to come with him
Where did he find you?
by a cave.
Her eyes get wide.
The cave.
A cave.
The
The
cave.
A cave.
Did
The
you?
cave.
She's like looking back and forth.
A cave.
Did you stop him from going in?
He was
Yes.
not going in.
We went
Er,
in. We killed the monster and came out.
She looks down at her son, or over at him. He's gotten up at this point.
Poor kid.
And
Big old handprint on his
he,
face.
he looks at her, and his eyes are kind of wide, and he nods his head. And she looks at the four of you and says, "You defeated the monster in the cave."
Oh, yeah, we're monster killers.
Yeah, it was rough, but we did it.
This is the third one we've killed.
This is the first one we killed by ourselves.
She reaches over to her son, grabs his hand, and you kind of almost see like she gets like an idea in her head. Bing! Then she turns around, raises his hand in the air, and she starts chanting. Let me see, make sure I got this right.
Oh, he's going to take credit for our kill.
I'm
So-
fine with it.
I don't care.
I'm
So
okay with it, too.
true story. Before you said what we did, I was thinking about giving him credit for the kill.
Oh, hey, look at you.
Kind of just being a good guy. But now that his mom is trying to do it, I'm like,
You're like, if I was doing it, it'd be okay, but she's doing it, so I'm not okay with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, she raises his hand up in the air and she starts chanting, "Was Erden true, was Erden true," and then some of the other tribes people start to chant back, "Was Erden true,
Can I start chanting, too?
was
I know you
Erden
can.
true," yeah.
Was Erden true.
And just to Dalphin, for your sake,
Yeah.
you spent some time with a group of plainsmen that were very different than these people,
Yeah.
but they spoke with similar accents and language, and they were the Joe Erden Hand. Joro Erden Hand.
Joro Erdenhand.
So you understand like a piece of what they're saying is something of a title.
Okay.
When these like at least the Erden part.
What does it mean?
You would know it means people. Like that's their like the
They're naming him
So-
a people.
so the other words are kind of the defining words.
Okay.
So the people you spent time with, the Joro Erden Hand, are the hill tribes
The people of the plains?
in the south. The people of the plains. Yeah, they're like soil people. Like
okay.
they're farmers and
Woo.
you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
they
Agriculture.
more of an agricultural tribe. Yeah, they're the most probably what's the word, like domestic
I
of
thought you were going
the.
to say vegan.
Domesticated.
They're not domesticated because that's like a thing you do for animals. but, like,
Agrarian. They stay in one place
Agrarian,
and
yes.
they, yeah.
they're the most
They're
agrarian
librarians.
of the human tribes of the
Thanks,
south.
anthropology class.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to address a concern I realized. So I guess Joan isn't a vegetarian because she ate fish. So what is it called when they eat fish?
Pescatarian.
A liar.
She's a pescatarian.
I am the vocab queen today. Who else wants words?
I was technically also
I
right.
have all the words.
No, I just
take
forgot.
words of
She just was
affirmation.
being role played poorly.
For
That's what
200
the
hours.
problem is. She's not a liar. I just suck.
Wait, who's a liar? You're not a liar.
You're not a liar. You just said one thing and did another.
All right. Upon hearing all this cheering, an incredibly large man comes out from the biggest hut in the village, and he has a very long beard and even longer hair that
Holy,
just
you're
is falling behind him. It's all golden like
Dyer.
like Dyer's, and he kind of steps forward and just his presence causes the chanting to stop. And he looks at Dyer's mom, and he says, "Was Erden true?" He looks around at everybody, and then he starts talking in their language, and the two of them kind of started going back and forth. And she steps up to him, and they're kind of like face to face a little bit, and almost it seems like they're arguing, and then she swings a hand forward to slap him like she did her son,
Yeah.
and he moves with a speed that doesn't make sense for his bulk, but he just grabs her hand before it reaches his face.
Whoa.
And then she looks at him, and it's kind of they're just kind of like in this tense moment, just staring at each other, and everybody else in the village is just kind of watching, waiting to see what
Like
happens.
they're about ready to kiss.
The sexual tension is
Fight,
palpable.
fight, fight.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Let me see here. So Do you guys do anything? There's kind of this standoff moment right now.
Winnie's not going to do anything.
Should I slap Dyer, do you think?
No.
Should I slap Delphin?
Yeah.
So
Winnie's going to look at Dyer and see what.
Can I...
I'm just gonna go.
Dyer seems very uncertain of himself.
Okay.
Can I roll to try and speak something in their language? Like, can I try and piece like a really simple phrase together?
Okay, roll me a history check.
Okay. Can I try to say what I want to say first?
Yeah, tell me what you're trying to say,
Okay.
and then roll a history check.
I'm gonna try and say, "What help me?"
What helped me?
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
You have to roll. You have to roll for this. You should
Yeah, I
at
know,
least
I
make
know.
it. You know,
But I'm trying to make it
useful.
simple. I'm trying to make the.
But we don't
I don't
know what
even know
you're
what that
trying to say.
What help me?
What help me?
What you doing? I need help.
There you go.
Okay, all right.
What are
Okay.
you doing? I need help.
What you doing?
I mean,
need
say
help.
it in the perfect English,
Okay.
and then I'll tell you how it ends up coming out.
What is going on? I need medical attention.
It went from what help me?
Yeah. I'm trying to make it like caveman. I don't
I
know.
know, you don't need to, though. All right, go ahead and roll it.
Okay. Oh, history, you said?
Yes. Just history because you've been around people with this dialect, and I'm going to see how much you remember.
17.
Okay. So you basically said in their language, what going? I need help.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
So at that, you kind of say that, and it kind of gets everyone's attention.
Joan's impressed
Okay.
that he spoke a different language.
By all you know,
Yeah, I think he
He said it
delivered it really well.
perfectly.
And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a language that I don't know. I
And
know
they
6
seem to
languages
have-
and I don't know that one.
They're responding to it.
Yes.
so at
And it
that,
sounded right.
at that, he kind of like looks past her at all of you,
I wave.
When he
says-
points at the blood.
and then he kind of looks at his wife, and she says something to him, and then gestures back towards you. And at this point, he's let go of her wrist, and he barks out a couple orders, and people kind of start getting back to work.
Sorry.
And
Not literally.
and then he looks again at the four of you, huffs to himself, and then walks back to his hut, and gestures for his son to follow him, like with a really strong kind of like point, and then gestures to the hut, and his son kind of bows his head and walks back, and his mom kind of comes over to you guys.
He seems like a good leader.
He is a strong man, and leads.
Fast.
He is very strong. You need help.
Yes, please.
Follow me. I'll take you to our healer.
Oh, thank you.
We can feed you. You're welcome to stay for now. She at this point, she's kind of gesturing for you guys to follow her.
Okay.
Okay, we'll
As
follow.
she kind of keeps
I
talking,
limp.
she says, I am Dark Star, Dyer's mother.
Yes, and he must be Wolf.
He is indeed. He and I lead this tribe. We are the Vossardens tree.
All right, then.
Are you the Vosher? Or is he the Vosher?
I'm sorry.
I thought you said you were the Vosher in the street.
It's the people's name.
We are the sunken people.
Oh, for Pete's sakes, I can't speak other languages.
For Pete's
That's
sakes.
funny because Aaron actually can.
Yeah.
Anyway, switchy swappy. Anyway,
Swippy swappy.
We
the sunken people
that is what we're called.
because of the swamp biome.
We believe in the earth, and
Biome.
we make our homes in places like this.
I like it.
So do we.
What were you yelling about Dyer back there?
She says,
Classic exasperated mother.
my son is a dreamer. He wants to bring our people into an age of prosperity. But
That's a
not
good
bad.
dream.
but to change is very hard for my people. We are people of war. We are the street. And he wishes to make us true.
Does Sri mean war?
It means that we are a people who will not be stepped upon.
What does true mean?
True is our word for family. It means united, and for most it means not of war.
So when you were chanting Vossard and true, what were you communicating?
It has been long held that if a hero, the youngest of us, or one of the youngest of us, is to defeat the darkness, that they will save our people and bring us into the true.
You understand that he didn't do anything, right?
He did more than what was ever expected of him.
But you understand, like, he didn't touch the monster.
If you weren't there to stop him, or to defeat the monster as you did,
He could have.
he likely would have died.
Or he could have beat the monster.
That's true.
But he is young and foolish, but also brave.
What a wonderful combination.
I mean, he came up and talked to us. Look at us.
Then you guys kind of get to
think
one of
we
the
look
huts, and you enter in, and there's a lot of incense and smells of just herbs and stuff coming out of it.
Did I stay with a
It's
true?
real nice.
I mean, a stew. Was
No.
it? People? No.
No, you stayed with Joro Erden Hand.
Hand. So they were not war or family. Okay.
Wait, so like true would be like all of them would unite.
True's like united, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
It's not like there's a group that's called Erden True. It's
I mean,
like,
there could be a group that calls themselves that.
yeah,
but it's pretty like bold.
I mean, truthfully, you can call yourself anything you want. My name is now the best goat ever.
I was waiting to see
Out
what
of
you
all
came
the
up with.
things you could choose.
You sticking with that?
Congratulations. That's going to stick now.
Yep, that's it now.
The
Hey, best goat ever.
ever.
BGE.
Yeah, BGE.
Um,
Best goat ever.
You're the BG.
Big, giant.
she
Elephant?
brings you guys in, and there's a young man in the tent who's kind of working with some of the different herbs and things, and sees you guys come in.
Ooh. I admire his herb collection.
He exchanges a few words with Darkstar, and then she gestures towards Dalphin, and he motions for you to kind of come forward.
I come forward.
Then she looks at the rest of you and she says, "Who speaks for the four of you?"
I do.
Because he has a crossbow.
And because he doesn't speak. So many looks.
We will need to explain some things to my husband
Okay.
about what you have done
That makes it sound like we did something wrong.
and how we are to move forward.
Okay.
I'm assuming by your ability to defeat the creature of the cave that you are strong people.
Very
The
strong.
strongest Delphin.
Sorry. Sorry, you're the speaker.
Winnie.
She kind of nods her head and thinks and says, "This is a good thing, and come with me." And
Okay.
she kind of gestures. Who all follows her?
I'll go with.
I'm still being medicalized.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chill with Dolphin.
I'll go.
Oh, thanks, Winnie.
Okay. All right. And Winnie, I will say, like in this hut, there is some kind of it's not mechanical, but
No.
chemical. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
some like kind of, you know what I mean? There's a science kind of to some of this
Yeah.
stuff.
Can I pay attention to like what he's doing with the herbs?
Sure.
Because I'm proficient with my herbalism kit. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of fascinated by what.
Okay, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. All right, cool.
Winnie's not investigating too much stuff. She's mostly enjoying Dolphin, enjoying the watching Dolphin watch.
And I
the
obviously can't
guy.
like talk to him, but I'm like pointing at things and watching what he does.
Yeah. And he appreciates your interest.
Yeah.
Okay, so the three of you, Darkstar, Joan, and Relnor, make your way over to the bigger hut, and inside, before she goes in, she says, "You should know that we are at war.
With who?
The Fire Erden Tree.
What does that mean?
The Fire Erden Tree. They are the people of the sky, or the sky people.
Do they live in the sky?
They live in the trees."
Oh, they're tree people.
How close is their village to yours?
Too close, if you're asking me.
How long would it take to walk there?
It would take She kind of stops and thinks for a minute. It is half the day.
Okay, that is pretty close.
My people aren't usually awake while the sun is up. When Dyer went missing, we all awoke to look for him.
Yeah. Is that where you slapped him?
That and she kind of sighs, other things.
Do you need to talk about it?
At that point, you guys are at the hut, and she kind of pulls open kind of the kind of cloth veil or whatever. Inside, Wolf and Dyer are arguing, and Dyer is actually like not kind of bowing like he was before, like with his head down. He's standing up to him, and Wolf is sitting in something of like a hide and wood-made chair, but it's a pretty beefy chair, and he's sitting in it almost I want to say relaxed, but not relaxed. But he seems very dismissive of Dyer, and he keeps waving his hand and just barking at his son, and then Dyer kind of like straightens his back and clenches his fists and says some things in return to him. And Dyer has washed off some of the paint or whatever from his face and all that. And then they see you guys step in, and they both kind of like stop. And Dyer kind of looks a little embarrassed, and then steps aside and sits down on kind of this on the side of the room. He looks at the three of you walking in. Wolf does. He says, "So, the four of you defeated the cave creature.
We did.
What is your purpose here with my people on my land?"
Specifically, we don't really have a purpose to meet your people. We just happened to run into your son, and he brought us back to your village, and we needed rest and healing for Dalphin. But we're just passing through looking for statues. Large animal-shaped statues.
We don't know of these, but my son tells me that you are strong.
We are.
We could be in need of strong allies. If you would be willing to lend us your strength.
What is it you need?
We are at war with the Fire Erden Tree.
Okay.
They wish to take our lands, to use them as their grounds, to tread upon our soil, to use our trees, and treat us lesser than the earth. At this, Dyer kind of speaks up and says, "No, father, not all."
Oh, is it gonna be like a Romeo and Juliet thing? Oh.
And the Darkstar,
because they die in the end.
Darkstar kind of shakes her head and says, "Our son has become quite taken
Oh, called it.
with the daughter heir of the Fire Erden. He believes that if we can become vassal and true, that we can unite our tribes."
It's not a bad idea.
And Wolf kind of, "Blah. They would never unite with ours. They think we're the dirt of the earth.
You are
You was a
thinking you
thinking-
are no greater than
The Gungans? only just now realizing that I've fallen into the Gungan storyline
You became boss
from
Nass
episode
somehow.
1. Gosh
Sorry.
darn it.
Sorry.
Hey, at least Jar Jar
Please do the
wasn't
jowl
in
waggle
love
again.
with someone.
I try to have less phlegm fly around than he does.
Yeah, thanks. All right. That's what he says.
Misa like.
Jar Jar, he was on a boomer.
Okay, we could quote it all day long.
Why not?
Because we're in a show right now.
My favorite is when his
New
tongue
show.
goes numb and getting stuck in the little.
Numb?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Let it. Let it.
I suck. I suck.
Ready.
Sorry.
Where were we?
You were boss Nass. Go.
Yeah, I
And
said
action.
that doesn't sound like a bad idea, and then he
They,
gunned.
they would never unite with us.
Have
They
you
think of us as lesser than them.
Then speed us along.
We shall speed
The
into
use
it all.
of-
We
away.
shall speed you along.
Come on.
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. All done. I'm done.
Are you though?
I'm being healed. I'm not even
Give
here.
you
You
some
guys go.
unabungo.
Pretend like I'm not even here.
Why does it sound
Wish
like
I could
dolphins
pretend
in
like
here?
you weren't here.
They're thinking that
You broke him. You broke him.
It was like that before. I just pointed
no,
it out.
it wasn't.
It
It
actually
wasn't
was.
that bad. It wasn't that bad.
It's not bad. Just similar.
What is your purpose here? What is your purpose here? Okay.
Just don't say Misa, and you'll
Don't
be
say
fine.
Tinkin.
They see us as less.
That was good.
We are people of the earth. We believe in the ground. They think it is less than the sky.
Have you opened diplomatic negotiations?
I didn't mean to do this, guys.
I can't think of what else to say. Now I'm stuck in it.
I wish I
Okay,
was there.
here's what I'm thinking.
I have the giggles. I'm sorry.
If she's the heir, and Dyer's the heir,
Say it again, please.
Ricky just lost some air.
Sorry.
We're so close, guys.
if she's the heir, and he's the heir, they're both gonna inherit power sooner or later anyway, and then they can make that decision.
Well, he's the earth. She's the air.
You aren't here.
I'm sorry.
Somebody take Ricky's microphone.
There's, she doesn't care about my son. He is a plaything for her.
And how do you know that?
Because she's a fire Erden.
Dyer, are you a plaything for her?
He kind of gets a stern look on his face and shakes his head.
See? He's not.
He is a boy and doesn't understand the ways of our people yet.
It sounds like he wants better for your people, though.
We all want better for our people. Darkstar kind of like steps forward. You four powerful. What if you were to go to the Fire Erden? Get them to come to the table to meet with us.
We can talk to them.
We will not fight them.
Wolf sighs, says, if they will meet us at the sacred place, dear Lord God.
It's not that bad, babe. Babe, it's not that bad.
Do you realize that's what they did in episode 1?
Yeah.
I'm loving this so much.
I didn't mean to.
Joan.
I didn't mean
Joan.
to.
You know what that means?
Josh is
We're Jedi.
I'm going to call this episode a Phantom Menace.
Please do.
Um,
And 7 dwarfs too. Hi ho, hi ho.
you could just
Menace and the
hi,
7
ho.
dwarves.
Yeah.
You could just call it a bomb bad episode.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Only
you-
if we
when
get to
you-
go there in a bongo.
So,
Oh, fine. I don't get to make my joke.
no, what were you gonna say?
When you tweet about it, I'm going to retweet it and say, Misa thinks you should listen to this. It wasn't that good of a joke, but
No.
I just didn't like being cut
I'm
off.
really glad we stopped for it.
You always cut me off.
I think that's where we're gonna end this.
The ultimate cut off.
Josh needs an accent reset.
So you guys agree to try and broker peace talks between the
Yeah.
people of the sky and the
Yep.
sunken people. And
we need to know.
Dalphin's getting patched up. Let's say real quick before we end, Dalphin.
Yay.
The
Short rest?
The herbalism. I'm gonna say count it as a short rest. But let's say the things you learn from the herbalist I'll make it like if you have the right herbs, you have enough to understand how to make like one really simple healing potion,
Cool.
like a D4 without any ads.
Yeah.
So, cool. All right.
Am I healed? Am I healed?
I mean, you can take a short rest
Okay.
and heal because when you short rest, you can roll as many hit dice as you want.
Awesome.
So, I would say roll 1d4 for the herbalist help that he gives you,
Okay.
and then roll as many hit dice as you want to heal.
Gotcha.
As many as you have, which is only 4, I think, in total.
I got a 2. Wait, what?
You only have 4 hit dice because you're level 4.
Yes, but I rolled a hit dice, and then I rolled
You don't need to tell us the outcome of each roll.
Okay, I got two health from the 4.
From the herbalism?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Anything else, guys, that your characters want to do before we close this episode out?
Nope.
No.
Okay. All right. Thank
Take a
you.
nap.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. What do I usually do at the end here? I'm so, like, taken off by all this Star Wars
He goes,
stuff.
and have
And
scrolling.
the words
scrolling,
go?
Yeah.
You thank our patrons. you
Except in
talk
this one, at
about-
first it goes.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's the worst version. Do they have a glowy orb? Please tell me they have a glowy orb.
No, there's
Okay.
no glowy orb.
Dang it.
They do have a wet rock, though.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you're enjoying this episode for whatever reason,
Or if you liked episode 1.
yeah, or if you liked any of these episodes, please
If
give
you're
us
holding out for better ones.
give us a rating or review on iTunes. That would really help us kind of
Or if you like Jar Jar Binks.
get
Or
more
if you don't like Jar Jar Binks.
seen. I'm gonna keep moving forward.
Poor
through it.
Josh.
We're
if
through,
you'd
man.
like to connect with us on social media, you can
fine.
find us on Facebook or Twitter at the Titan Pod. And if you would like to help support the show and become kind of a part of the Titans of Altera, then you can head on over to patreon.com/the Titan Pod. There we have tons of rewards and tiers where you can basically subscribe and get access to a lot of behind the scenes content. We do 2 things weekly. At the end of every episode, we record an extra 10 to 15 minutes called the post show. We just talk about what happened, or really sometimes talk about whatever. And then every week, myself and Ricky, or sometimes some of the other cast members, get together and we do a retrospective on the episode that came out that week called the Altera Autopsy. Those are 2 of my favorite things that we do, but there's other stuff that you can check out. So head on over there to do that.
He's like, the podcast is okay.
Yeah. The podcast is my favorite
Yeah,
thing.
yes.
This is my favorite part. Except for when I turn into episode 1 of Star Wars. So I was like, I'm gonna take like the Romeo and Juliet story, but give it an interesting twist. And I was like, twist. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
just
it's
gave
Romeo
it the,
and Juliet plus
so,
Phantom Menace.
Hey, there's nothing new under the sun. So
Nope, there's not.
thank you guys so much for listening. We'll continue this story next week. As always, I'm your host and Dungeon Master Joshua. Going around the table, we have
Joan.
Misa Dolphin.
Winnie.
Relnor.